done a vid in a while. I'll be truly honest with you. I kind of lost all hope of doing them. When all you do is do videos about benefits and people on benefits and the government screwing people over and the government doing this and that, eventually when you read so much stuff, it is going to take its toll on you personally. You are going to feel like you're pissing in the wind or you're trying to ice skate uphill. I like that one, ice skate uphill. So yeah, I took a break from doing it. Kind of like just refocused on family and other things and gaming. Even started two gaming channels up, just putting feeds on there. But I started watching Russell Brand's channel on here, and he's got it spot on. He's he's a lot more clever than me. He's more articulate. He can get his point across to a vaster, wider audience than I ever could, which is good because the type of stuff he's saying and his content he's putting up is good. It's like giving a voice to the me and you. Basically, that's all it is. It's just the same stuff that me and you would say, but he can say it to a wider, vaster audience. Yeah, you see, we're in the year now, the election that's going to be coming up. I know some of the shine's come off Nigel Farage now due to certain things that have been made public and certain things he's been found saying and doing. One of which was amazing, going on an American news program saying that there's ghettos in Birmingham and England where white people can't go in. Oh, I'm sorry, I never knew this was fucking Harlem. I used to do a lot of work in Birmingham. I never saw no ghettos. Quite frankly, ghettos. What he was referring to or trying to get a point across was that apparently some news scaremongering news story in America was that there was ghettos and places white people won't walk around because of Muslims and ISIS supporters, and basically just drumming up the scaremongering tactics. And Nigel Farage was stupid enough to go along with this and actually go on a programme stating that there's actually ghettos in England where people won't go. I must have missed that. Granted, there's places like the Chinatown and places in Birmingham, Leeds and everywhere where different races predominantly live, but I wouldn't say that's ghettos, and I wouldn't say white people don't go in there, because I've done a lot of work in places like that, and you don't feel scared going in there, and not one time have I ever sat in my car and thought, fuck me, I'm not going there because it's a ghetto. So yeah, well played Nigel Farage, on goal, back of the net on that one. Oh, you wonder where these people get it from. And what can you imagine the conversation he was having with his PR advisor when they're going through this about saying that there's ghettos in England? The mind boggles. Mind you, he is a public Eton schoolboy, ex-banker, so his idea of a ghetto is probably he hates his pub on a Saturday night. It's probably his idea of a ghetto. Oh look, he's got a beard down his pants, so it's a ghetto. What a complete and utter cock. Another one of his great cock-ups was where an audio file was found of him declaring his intention to basically dismantle the NHS and make it a privatised paid service. See, the thing is, the general public, the most domain of the public, the only policies they've really seen of Farage is his superb timing at putting all the problems on Eastern Europeans, immigrants, stealing English jobs for English people type of campaign. That was like a godsend to him at the time. But he has got secret other plans behind that he wants to do. Basically, he's a Maggie Thatcher boy. He loves Maggie Thatcher. He adored Maggie Thatcher. He's on public record of saying he was Maggie Thatcher. Basically, Farage is just a Tory in a different colour. He's backed by rich companies. His main priority will be to give rich companies tax breaks. His main priority will be to kill the fucking benefit system off again, and the NHS. His main priority will be making sure people down London way in big companies stay rich and the poor stay where they are. There'll be no in-between margin. Things will stay the same and things will definitely go worse if Nigel Farage gets it. The point it'll go worse is because it'll go full 100-mile-an-hour on this Eastern European thing, English jobs for English workers type thing, and he is basically just Enoch Powell. It will turn nasty. It will turn into some sort of mass exodus. It won't be pretty, and to be perfectly honest, if you look at the facts and figures, it doesn't really warrant this. If the normal working man had actually looked at the figures and everything, i.e. about how many jobs are taken up by Eastern Europeans and the ratio to jobs and whatever, and the amount of taxes Eastern Europeans people pay sometimes. I know that you can get through that loophole, you don't have to pay tax in the first 2 years. That needs to be looked at. And also the fact that they can claim child tax for kids out in this country, that needs to be stopped as well. That's definitely a wrong on the tax loophole. But I wouldn't necessarily 100% back Farage on the fact that he thinks that all Eastern Europeans have took jobs away from English people. I don't think that for a minute. The problem some English people have got, being English, it's pretty shameful to admit it, but some of my fellow Englishmen probably don't want to work. They get on the benefit, they get stuck in a rut, the drug problem, drink problem, basically some people are just lazy, and they will just sit in their arse and claim benefits and blame every other fucker in the world but themselves. It's a pitiful thing to say, but there is a few people like that. Like I said, I got benefits when I was a bit younger. For a while, I hated it. I'd never want to go back to it. I'm always making steps to make sure that I'm never going to go back to it, which is good. But there's no shame on being on benefits if you need help, and you're at that point where you do. There needs to be a system there that will help you if you do become ill, out of work, whatever. There needs to be a system in place that will help you. But at the minute, the Tories have done a damn good job at ripping that apart in Duncan Smith's PIP scheme, the new universal credit thing, which was a complete fucking balls up to start off with. Going back to the PIP thing, the waiting list for that was astronomical. People that transferred to it, thousands and thousands of people were left starving. And with the sanctions, everything the Tories were part of, that's where you got, at last count when I was looking into it, this was a while ago, the registered unlawful deaths due to benefit sanctions and benefit cuts stood at round about 10,000, and that was August last year. Now we're in Feb 2015, so that was August 2014. There's been no change or no cutback on the sanctions or anything like that, so you can imagine that number has probably doubled, tripled, especially with unreported ones. But you see, there again, in my eyes, the Tories should be up on, quite simply, manslaughter charges, murder charges. They basically sat back and let at least 10,000 people die needlessly. It's what consolation these people families have. There was a woman, Liverpool, off the top of my head, who had mental disabilities, learning problems. She ended up starving to death. They can't decide whether it was starving to death or she had a heart attack, but they were all due to the fact that these benefit reforms, no one was willing to help her. She was left to wait on this waiting list for this PIP thing to materialise and for it to start up. She pretty much starved and worried herself to death. Now you hear things like these are people that actually need help. These are vulnerable people. A farmer, due to bedroom tax, benefit reforms, and depression, shoots himself dead thanks to Ian Duncan's reforms. The list goes on and on and on. There was hundreds, thousands of things I've read online about it. They're all documented and all true. I mean, things like a one-legged soldier, just because he was in immense pain but he could walk 100 feet, doesn't need benefits or anything. He can go out to fit to work, no matter how much pain he's in going that 100 foot. This is an injured war veteran. They're basically saying, you lost your leg for us, fair enough, thanks a lot, but no, we can't help you, you need to go to work. This is what the Tories are like. The Tories and Farage are no different. They're the same. They will want, it's basically social cleansing. That's what it is. It's a more palatable, publicly accepted genocide, basically. The rich people have decided they don't want to help vulnerable people anymore and they want to kill them off, and that's what the fuck you're doing. Now, you've got one party that's successfully done it for the past year and a half, 2 years, with the world's best PR spin, with like programs like Benefit Street and things on Channel 5. Now, my big fat family on benefits and can't work, won't work type of shit, and all these things that are in the pay. The thing is, with these programs, they always focus on the worst aspects. I don't think I've ever seen that many programs based on people that are on benefits. It shows you them actually going out, looking for work, struggling to survive. No, you know why you won't see these type of programs? Because all these benefit programs are edited, backed, and publicly PR by people that work for the Tories. They're basically like it's the Tories' own little PR wagon. Same with the news and things like that. That's all heavily monitored and edited and everything. You never see the real thing. So the Tories and Farage are exactly the same. Death to the poorer people, death to the working, death to the vulnerable, and the elitists win. Yay! Labour, well, let me look at it. Ed Miliband looks like a scared 12-year-old girl that can't hold her own urine caught in the fucking headlights. Every time I hear him question, you can see someone in the corner telling him what to say. He's got the same reaction to every question. I can't even watch him on TV. I usually time books question time to see how they're going, especially when people like Farage are on. I watched the one we had an argument with Russell Brand, and Russell Brand completely owned him. That was probably the best programme I've seen in a while. But Miliband, no. I think he's got too many people pulling his strings. I don't think he would be a viable option. I don't think the three big parties are a viable option. I think the only viable one for me would be the Green Party. But again, you got the three big parties, and the Green Party really aren't a big. I suppose they're kind of big enough, but they're not publicly out there like UKIP, Tories, Labour. So yeah, that needs to be joined with support for. So yeah, so if you like, ghettos in Birmingham apparently, and no-go places in England. The only thing I've heard about this, which would marry up a little bit, was reports of anti-militant group going around somewhere in London. I think there's only got a group of 3 or 4 of them that were trying to enforce Muslim law on people. They stopped 2 people kissing. Something about they followed a young girl and said she was going to hell because of the way she was dressed. And they physically assaulted 2 people that were drinking in public. No offence, but if 4 people come over saying that to me, I pull my machete out and I would chop their arms off. I hate to say it, but this is England. You are free to follow whatever religion you follow, whatever path in life you choose is yours and yours alone. But you ever try to force anything on me, I will chop you into bits. I am a free person. I've got freedom of speech, freedom of choice. Everyone's got freedom of choice. You should not have anyone's opinions, religious choices, religious beliefs, way of life forced on you whatsoever. You should be able to choose the path you want to go, whether that's Muslim, Catholic, Christian, or if you're like me, atheist, none of the above. You should be free to make that choice. You shouldn't have someone enforce theirs on you. Going back to that thing about the Muslim militant group going around enforcing laws, there was also, I don't like to mention this group because it gives them a bit of thingy. I don't even think they exist. Britain First. Apparently they sent all their own patrols out as well. I kind of think for the flack they got for doing it, they shouldn't got that much flack because there's no reports of them actually being violent with anyone this time, but there was with the Muslim group that did it. But neither one of them's right, and I don't back either one of them. Like I said, thanks for everyone that watches. Put in the comment section who you think you're going to vote for, who you think's going to get into power, and which way it's going to go. And I hope to speak to you all soon. Bye.